Hello and welcome everybody to this edition of the Rushville Recap. Today with us we have Special Projects Director Brian Sheehan, Mayor Mike Pavey, and Economic Development Director John McCane, here to talk to you guys about some local ECDC updates.
Thank you, Nick. I suppose here today I'll be the moderator of this section of the program, and do want to welcome John, the Economic Development Director. John, a lot of news going on over the last couple months with economic development items, and we just thought it'd be nice to kind of pull it together, let people hear it from you and the mayor as far as what's going on. So one of the first things we want to talk about is the industrial park and what exactly is going on there. There's a building going on that a lot of people think does not look like it's 13,000 square feet, at least at this point. So I'll hand it over to you to give us a little bit of an update.
Well, let me start by saying a longtime viewer, very excited to be on the podcast today.
Yeah. Nice to have you.
And there's some excitement going on out in the Commerce Park at Rushville. There is about a 14,000 square foot cross dock facility, and a cross dock is in essence somebody's going to bring product in semis, then it'll be sorted and go out very quickly out to routes and the like. So it's a national firm. Because I have an NDA, I'm not at liberty to say exactly who it is, but
everybody out on the street talks about it,
and everybody will know who it is when they choose to announce it. But very exciting project. It'll employ 15 individuals, good paying jobs, and for what it's worth, they want to be up and going by the end of the year.
So real quick to dive a little deeper into that, because if you pay attention to Facebook, you see people that I think there's some kind of mystery or there's some shroud of, they're worried about why we wouldn't say that. Explain why you cannot say that.
Well, in our world, it's kind of like Diamond, pet foods.
Are you supposed to say Diamond?
I'm allowed to say Diamond,
Okay.
But up until that point, we always said Project Chief because that was the project name that the state of Indiana used. We strive really hard to keep a company's, their secret. And clearly, I think there were a couple city council members when we announced that night that had no idea that's why they were there to announce, because confidentiality is extraordinarily important in the work that we do. And so when the company is prepared to announce, even though you may hear talk on the street, and that talk may even be right, I have I'm legally bound that I cannot talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Those of us who are on the side that kind of know what's happening early on, basically we're kind of sworn to secrecy, and some of the times the company will come in and go to meetings and submit stuff for approval, and obviously people see that and want to talk about it, but unfortunately for us, we don't get to be the ones to talk about it. So we just had to smile and say, there is a company coming. Their name will become available whenever they choose to make it available, but we can't.
But our and once it becomes public record at a meeting, then we're pretty good. For example, the owner of the property, the company doing the development is Nelson Industrial Construction and Engineering. They're out of South Sioux City, Nebraska. And so those are the individuals on record. Who they lease to is their business, not ours at this point.
Okay. And the other thing I'd say on the street that you hear a lot of is there, kind of confusion thinking, is this Diamond starting? And I thought it'd be much bigger. Where's Diamond happening? So obviously Diamond is going to take place north of Intat. And that announcement, I think, was last November. A lot of activity has happened behind the scenes. So maybe just kind of a quick update where we are on that and any kind of thoughts on timing.
Sure. And closing down on the project in the Commerce Park, people see a small building that's up. That's a maintenance building. That's not the main building. So a lot of people said, well, I thought that's going to be bigger. Well, the main building will be, again, about 14,000 square feet, $1.3 million in construction. So wanted to clear that up too, because I think there had been some confusion there. As far as Diamond goes, that's they announced just before Thanksgiving, and they're just, when you're going to build a $220 million facility That's 700,000 square feet. There are just a lot of things that have to be done. They go from announcing the location to having to do all of the civil site work. They have to figure out where utilities are coming in, how they're getting rid of stormwater, water elevations for the building, water entrances from the highway, which is a big deal. And for us, one of the bigger challenges that we had was making sure that they had good stormwater control, because we don't want to release anything, and legally we can't release anything downstream that would negatively or adversely impact somebody else. So we think we've got all of that under wrap. It's not complete. We're purchasing a piece of property to put in a community pond that will serve not just Diamond, but the Commerce Park and any new development that's out that way. I think I think sooner than later, I'd say by the end of the month, you'll very likely be seeing earth moving and things going on out there.
And so when he refers to end of month, he's talking July.
End of July.
So, and obviously, Mike, this is something you can chime in on as far as the excitement. I mean, having I guess the big fish on the hook and still catching other fish, obviously a very exciting part. And seeing movement in the industrial park has got to be really it's a relief to the community and us. But I wouldn't say it wasn't out of line with the plan. We knew you'd build it, and it would take some time for them to come. But you're finally seeing that.
Yeah, I think everybody's excited to see what it leads to. One of the things John talked about was drainage, and we probably went more long term in drainage and what we were doing. We could have probably said, we just want to get by with this one and worry about more drainage the next time. But we did invest more to make sure that we have this regional pond that does serve future development, so that we don't have to deal with it every single time we get someone interested. So that was the reason for that. Yeah, I think we're all excited, because I think that now there's an excitement and there's a little bit of scared. We got 170 employees we have to find. We think that we should be able to draw some of those that commute outside back into our community, and we think that's a great thing. So for those people who say, oh, we need 170 and another 170 and 250, I think that's at this point unrealistic. But I think if we continue to do the things we say we're going to do, I think it gets us in a position to at least do those things and upgrade as we move forward. One of the things that the ECDC did just recently that I think's innovative is, for a small community, we brought on a workforce specialist. So instead of it being John and an administrative assistant, we brought in, there's John, and now there's Leslie, who is workforce to basically, again, throw some resources at those challenges we think we're going to have. But yeah, we're excited. I can't wait to see dust flying out there and dirt moving, and it'll be fun.
Well, which brings up, there's going to be a lot of activity out there. And so as people are driving, who regularly drive out that way, I think there's a great deal of concern that pay attention to the truck traffic, because with anything, we see it where we're doing a project downtown. Today we're putting up banners, and we're circulating people around town in a different direction. Whenever you do something like that, it causes congestion, and it causes a slowdown in traffic, and that's very important, because there's going to be a lot of heavy equipment and dirt moving equipment that we want people to pass through, be safe. And I would assume as it goes on, there's going to be a lot of looky-loos out there trying to see what's going on too. So just be careful, and we don't want anyone to get hurt.
Gotta love the looky-loos. Well, I would say at this point, this is really meant to just give you a quick update. Pay attention, watch the newspaper, watch the ECDC and city Facebook pages. We'll do our best to keep you posted, get you pictures and updates along the way. But those are the two biggest things happening in the economic development world right now. And so we thank you guys for coming. And
glad to be here.
At this point, we'll throw her back to Nick in the studio.
Thank you, Brian. That was it for this edition of the Rushville Recap. We learned all about the current ECDC projects going on here in Rushville. So thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more.